the topic of my presentation is managing behavioral problem in the classroom. I'm going to cover this in the following phases. First, I'm going to show you a video. After that, I'm going to tell you the causes which leads to misbehavior in the classroom. After that, I'm going to tell you some measures how to control the misbehavior of the student in the classroom. And finally, I'm going to conclude my presentation.
Yes, yes. Don't weep. Sit here. Have you heard somewhere? Okay, head down. What you did? Huh? Yesterday also you were doing the same thing. Don't do like this. And you please look. Look there. Sit straight, everybody. It's your science period and you should not behave like this. Okay, take out your science book. Fast. The lesson, getting to know plants. Alright, you also sit nicely. Now, look here everybody. Diagram, right? And then bring your notebooks tomorrow, definitely. We usually use these ones.
In the video we have watched, all students are not attentive. Some are watching outside through window, some are making drawing in their book, some are just playing with each other. Only few are attentive in the class. What are the reasons for such behavior? The first reason is it is child's basic nature. We should not forget they are children. He or she is playful by nature. They are least interested in studies, so it is but natural that they will not be fully attentive in class. They will listen to teacher only if her method of teaching is effective. If she is using teaching aids, showing some map or doing some sort of experiment, then only they will listen to her. But in video, what have we seen? That she was not using any sort of teaching aid. Therefore, students lost interest after some time. Thirdly, the classroom environment should also be very, very conducive for learning. There should be enough space in between the rows so that the teacher can move in between and students will remain attentive as they will think anytime ma'am is going to pop up from the back. Not only this, we should see that fans are working. There is enough space for the student to sit properly and the lectures are not too lengthy so that the students lose interest after some time and get tired and exhausted. In order to make studies even more effective, if we connect it to the present by using newspaper in teaching, then it will make the teaching very, very interesting. But then also we find that some students are there who are not ready to pay attention or who will disturb the class because they want to seek attention. One more reason is there for the child's misbehavior is lack of self-confidence. The result is that we have to encourage them. We have to ask the questions so that they are not seeing towards their face or various other things. The other reason is psychological factors. Some students are present physically in the class, but mentally they are not. Even one more problem that is to be seen is the problem with curriculum. The syllabus is too lengthy and the teachers are busy finishing the syllabus. The result is they've got hardly any time to pay attention towards each and every student. Are they understanding or not? They have to complete a stipulated syllabus in 40 minutes and then move to another one. The result is that it becomes difficult for the teacher to concentrate and look into the problems of each and every child. You have seen in the previous slide some of the causes of the misbehavior of the students in the classroom. How to handle such students' behavior? Number one is we should first and foremost see that the classroom environment is very conducive. All the students are sitting comfortably on their chair and having proper space to move. The teacher has got enough space to move around and have a look in the book and copies of each and every child. She should use various teaching aids to make her teaching very effective so that all the students are attentive towards her. She should do some experiments in the class and show to the students, or she should bring the atlas, and on the map only she should figure out and tell which location of the places she is going to teach. She can also make PowerPoint presentation along with the studies and teach her so that all the students get connected and they are liking the teaching way she is teaching. But then also some students are there who disrupt the class. She should immediately take stand by asking the student to come and sit in front, or remind the student of the classroom rules. She should also tell some that what are the consequences if again and again the child or you are going to disturb the class. You will be taken to the principal or your parents will be called. If the child's problems which he is creating are very small, he is just smiling or looking here and there, then such small behavioral problems should be avoided. Few classroom management suggestions are: first and the foremost is to build the student-teacher relationship. The student should not be very close to the teacher or very friendly to the teacher. At the same time, he should not be afraid of the teacher. The teacher also should understand the mind of the student. Is there anything which is bothering the student? And immediately find solution to such behavior so that the student can again concentrate in studies. There are certain students who are very intelligent and therefore they have got number of doubts and so many things which they want to ask. At the teacher, rather than asking them to sit down and don't waste my time, they should satisfy his or her curiosity. The next point is to identify the qualities which each and every child have. This is very clear that God has given some quality or the other to each one of us. Therefore, it is the teacher who has to identify them and try to uplift that child and help him to make those qualities make his career. Punishment also, if given to a child, it should also be productive in nature and lawful. For example, if a child is not listening or has given some wrong answer, ask him to write that 5 times. In this bargain, not only he is going to write it 5 times, but at the same time, during this process, he is going to learn it also. So, some suggestions are there by which these children who are not behaving in the class can be made to understand, and we, the teacher and the student, are going to build up a good relation with each other. Few more classroom management suggestions are that don't take anything personally. It is very important. What we have seen is that if any child is not behaving properly in the class, we become very angry and we think that now I'm not going to give any attention towards this child, or I'm not going to ask anything from that child. But it is wrong. He is a child and he don't mean it. It is just for a spur of a moment that he has behaved like this. Next second he forgets. If we take it personally, then we will be vindictive towards that child and we are going to spoil the child's career. Rather than that, we should empathize with the student and try to find out that why that child behave in that manner. The next very important part is that we have to be in contact with the parents. It is very, very important. We and the parents, that means the teachers and the parents, should be at the same pedestal. The child should know that both my parents and teachers are in contact with each other and they know how, and they're talking always on this subject. So if he tells something wrong or is lying, immediately the teacher will come to know, because anytime the teacher can give a call to the parents and find out. So therefore, if the parents and the teachers are always in talking terms, then we can, or the teachers can, take remedial steps to make the child's behavior better. The last suggestion is to set goals or to reward the students. To conclude, I just want to say, as far as teachers are concerned, they are responsible for maintaining a degree of control over a class that is conducive to learning, but there are limits to that. Teachers are responsible for managing students' behavior in the classroom, but are not directly responsible for their behavior outside the classroom, because their behavior is influenced by a number of factors like the friends, the neighbors, the parents, and so many other factors. So teacher is responsible only in the classroom, but still teacher has got a great role to influence the mind and behavior of a child. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has rightly said, the best brains of nation may be found on the last benches of the classroom. Each child needs encouragement like a plant needs water. Without it, its growth is stunted and its potential sapped. Therefore, teachers' role is great to motivate, to guide the students and to ignore small behavioral problem. At the same time, try out various suggestions which we have discussed to make the student behave properly in the class. Thank you.